Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's lecture. Last class, we discussed about numbers and their types, in which we have seen real numbers mainly are of two types, rational and irrational. In rational, we have seen numbers like integers and fractions. In integers, finally, we have seen whole numbers, your natural numbers, prime numbers, composite numbers, and so on. So this is the flow chart that we can use to understand and remember the types of numbers. Okay. After that, we did some properties on rational number like closure property, commutativity, associativity. Finally, we did multiplicative identity. I hope you remember. One is multiplicative identity. Multiplicative inverse of any number is reverse or reciprocal of that number. Reciprocal of that number is known as its multiplicative inverse. Then we did finally distributive property such that a into b plus c, these kind of numbers how to solve. Okay, so in the first some slides we will be doing some revision, and after that we will be starting today's topic. So this closure property we have already done, that real rational numbers are closed under addition. Here is the example. You can see we have taken two rational numbers and answer is also a rational number, so it is closed. Similarly, they are closed under multiplication. If you take two rational numbers and you do their multiplication, answer is also a rational number. Same is the case with subtraction also. Okay, now properties commutative. You can see this case the order is not important. If you change the order, answer remains the same. So if in between the sign of plus is there and you interchange the order, still answer is same. That is why addition is commutative for rational numbers. Subtraction, same case, it is not commutative. Why not commutative? Let's see. If in between there is a sign of negative, in this case if you change the order, answers will change. Okay, you can check on your own, the answer will change because in this case both are of negative sign. In this case it becomes 3 upon 7 plus 1 upon 7. That is why they both got changed. Here it is minus 3 by 7 minus 1 by 7. They both are not equal. Why? When you add this, what will happen? LCM is 7, minus 3 minus 1 is minus 4. It is not equal to 4 upon 7. It is positive, it is negative. Hence subtraction is not commutative for rational numbers. You can't change the order in the case of subtraction. Okay. In multiplication, we can say here also the order doesn't change anything. If you put this number on the first place and this number on the second place, still answer obtained will be same. That is minus 14 upon 5 minus 14 upon 5. So we can say rational numbers can be multiplied in any order. Whether you do a into b or you do b into a, answer will remain same. That is why the table we use 2 into 3 is 6 and 3 into 2 is also 6. Okay. Now associative property, it is based on three numbers at a time and the position of brackets. So if you have three numbers, suppose a plus b plus c, and you put bracket on last two terms like this, and you have same three numbers, you put bracket on first two terms like this will not change the answer. Although we all know brackets as per BODMAS have the highest priority. That means you have to solve first b plus c. In this case you have to solve first a plus b. Still the answer you will get will be same. How? Let's see the example. In this case you can see bracket is on 5 plus 3. So first we will add these, it becomes 8. After adding the bracket portion, we will add the remaining number, that is 2. So we get the answer as 10. In this case, bracket is on first and second number, that is 2 plus 5, it becomes 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. So you can see the position of bracket doesn't change the answer in the case of addition. So we can say addition is associative for rational numbers. Okay. Now let's see. For multiplication also it is associative. These properties I have discussed already in the last class. You can see the first lecture. Still, it is associative. Again, the position of bracket is not changing anything. This time they are getting multiplied. So a into b into c is equal to a into b into c. If I put bracket on the second and last, and in the second case first and second, still the answer will remain same. No change will be there. You can see the example and understand. Distributive law, as I have told you, whenever you have a number getting multiplied with sum of two numbers like this, in this case we can use distributive law. So what will happen? This multiplication will distribute over these two numbers. How? First we multiply a and b. It will be like this, a into b in bracket. Then we have plus sign, write the plus sign. Again we will multiply a and c. It will be like this. So this is known as distributive property. If it was a negative sign between them, a into b minus c, same thing would have happened, a into b minus a into c. That's it. This is the example of distributive law. You can see these examples and understand. Okay. If you have written all these things already, no need to write again. Additive inverse, as I have told you, any number a. Suppose you have any number a. It can be any number 1, 2, 3, whatever you want. It is a general number a. What should be added in a to get 0 as answer? Additive inverse is that number which if you add in the given number, answer is 0. So just let me know, what will you add in a? Very simple. In 1, what will you add? Minus 1. In 2, what will you add? Minus 2 to get 0. Similarly, in a, you will add minus a to get the answer as 0. If someone says, what will you add in 3 upon 2? I will say, I will add minus 3 upon 2. Whatever the number is, just put negative in front of it and it become you 0. If question given to you is in negative like this, minus 3, now what will you add in minus 3 to get 0? Very simple, we will add plus 3. If someone says 5 upon 7, what will you add? You will say minus 5 upon 7. So any number a, the additive inverse is minus of a. Got it? Very simple. So here you can see, if the number is a upon b, the additive inverse is minus a upon b. Just negative of given number. That's it. Okay. And if the number given to you is negative, additive inverse is positive. Okay. So this is simple. Multiplicative inverse of any number a is that number which, if multiplied with given number, gives 1 as answer. In the case of additive inverse, answer was 0. In the case of multiplicative inverse, answer is 1. So please help me, what will you multiply in a to get 1 as answer? Very simple. Suppose you have 2. What will you multiply in 2 to get 1 as answer? So what will you multiply in 2 to get 1? Very simple. We have to multiply 1 upon 2 because we all know that these two will cut. Similarly, if someone says 3 multiplicative inverse, you will say 1 upon 3. If I reverse the question, if I say I have the number if I have 1 upon 3, what is multiplicative inverse? You will say 3. So you are just doing the reverse, you are just taking the reciprocal of the number. So if the number given to you is 3 upon 2, in that case, please help me, what will be the multiplicative inverse? Very simple, reciprocal of this number. What is reciprocal of 3 upon 2? 2 upon 3. Got it? So in this case, 2 and 2 will cancel, 3 and 3 will cancel, and answer will become 1. So multiplicative inverse is just reciprocal of the given number. Okay. Now solving some examples in NCERT based on last lecture. We have this, find 3 upon 7 plus this thing. Very simple. First of all, we will use BODMAS to solve this question. As per BODMAS, first we open the brackets. Okay, so let's open, and when you open, what will you find? That plus and minus are getting multiplied. We all know when we multiply plus and minus, what will we get? We get a minus sign. So 3 upon 7 minus 6 upon 11. Again plus into minus is minus 8 upon 21. Plus into plus is plus only 5 upon 22. So you can see LCM of, we all know to add fractions we have to first make the denominator same. In this case denominators are 7, 11, 21 and 22. So first we will take LCM of these. LCM of these when you take, you will get answer as 7 into 11 into 3 into 2. So LCM is 462. Now we will make denominator 462 in all the fractions. Let's see how. So I have multiplied the first fraction by 66 upon 66, 42 upon 42, 22 upon 22 and 21 upon 21. For the same reason, because 7 into 66 is 462, and if we are multiplying something in denominator, we have to multiply the same thing in numerator also to maintain the balance. So we have got 462 in the denominator of first fraction. Similarly, 1142s are 462 and 642s are 252. So on, we have written all the fractions. You can solve it on your own and check with the answer. After solving, we have got the answer as minus 125 upon 462. That's it. Now example number 2, minus 4 by 5 into 3 upon 7 into 15 upon 16 into minus 14 upon 9. Again the first thing is we need to open the brackets. So first step, everything is same, only the bracket is opened over here. If you see, negative sign is maintained. Now you can see there are two negative signs getting multiplied. So we all know in the last class also that whenever you multiply negative numbers 2 times, 4 times, 6 times, that is even number of times, they become positive. When you multiply negatives odd number of times, suppose you multiply negatives 3 times, what will happen? It will remain negative only. So in this case they are getting multiplied even number of times, that is 2 times, so they become positive. After that, we all know in multiplication there is no use of LCM and all, no requirement of that, because it is only required in addition and subtraction. In multiplication we only multiply the numerators and we multiply the denominators. So before multiplying, if you can simplify, that would be better, because that would help you to prevent those bulkier numbers. What you can see here is this 5 can cut 15, 5 3s are 15. Similarly 4 can cut this, 4 4s are 16. Then we have 3 3s are 9. Then we have 2 2s are 4, 2 7s are 14. Then this 7 and this 7 will cancel, this 3 and this 3 will cancel, so we are left with only 1 in the numerator and 2 in the denominator, hence the answer is 1 upon 2. So simplifying is always best. If you would have multiplied this first, what would happen? You have to spend a lot of time in multiplying these numbers, then these numbers, after that you would have divided them. But in my case I have just simplified them and then write the answer. Okay. Now exercise 1.1 of NCERT, second part. You can see it is a combination of operators. Here we have multiplication, here we have brackets, we have minus sign, we have multiplication, we have positive. So we need to follow BODMAS strictly to get the right answer. So BODMAS says first solve all the brackets. So let's see. First of all, we will open this bracket. It becomes 2 upon 5 into minus 3 upon 7 minus 1 by 6 into 3 by 2 plus 1 by 14 and 2 by 5. Now if you observe, I have solved this simply by multiplying these two and these two and then taking LCM. I got the answer. But the question is saying solve by a property. So that is also easy, no issue. You can see in this complete and this complete, what is same? This 2 by 5 is same. So what I can do is I can take 2 by 5 common from these two. So what will happen? It becomes 2 by 5 bracket minus 3 upon 7 plus 1 upon 40, and remaining is minus 1 upon 6 into 3 by 2. So you can say this we have done using a property which is known as distributive property. If you have any doubt, you can just open it again and you will find it is same to the question. Okay, after this you can easily solve these two taking LCM. How? Because LCM of 7 and 14 is 14 only, so we'll write like this: 2 upon 5 in bracket, LCM is 14, 7 2s are, therefore 2 3s are 6, and 14 1s are, so 1 1s are 1 only. And then we will have, we can cut this, 3 1s are, 3 2s are, so we will have minus 1 upon 4. Further solving it, we will get 2 upon 5 into minus 5 upon 14 minus 1 upon 4. So you can see these two are same, cut it, 2 7s are. So finally we have got minus 1 upon 7 minus 1 upon 4. So the both are of negative terms, they will be added and answer will remain negative. Again LCM of 7 and 4 is 28. LCM is 28, 7 4s are, 4 minus 1s are, minus 4, 4 7s are, 7 1s are, minus 7. So we have got minus 11 upon 28 as the answer. So this I have done using property known as distributive property as per the question. This solution that I have done is also correct, but in this I have not used the property, I have just solved them simply. Okay, so you can use this method also in case question is saying solve using a property. Okay, answer will remain same, minus 11 upon 28 in both the cases. Okay, question number 2. Okay, in this we have to find the additive inverse. Question is minus 6 upon minus 5. First of all, I have told you whenever we have multiplication of negatives even number of times, they become positive. Same thing applies in the case of division also. When you have even numbers of these negative signs, they can cut each other like this. So we will have 6 upon 5 as a question, and we all know additive inverse of any number is that number which if you add, answer will be 0. So a additive inverse is minus a. So if the number is 6 upon 5, answer is minus 6 upon 5. Similarly 19 upon minus 6, it is same as minus 19 upon 6. Whether you put negative sign in the denominator or the numerator, it is the same thing. So if you have a negative number, suppose minus a, what will you add in minus a to get 0 as answer? Very simple, you will add plus a. So if the question is minus 19 upon 6, answer will be plus 19 upon 6. That's it. Okay. Now it is saying verify that minus of minus x is equal to x. Given to you is x equal to 11 upon 15. Now if you observe, we all know negative into negative is positive, so this is correct. But to prove this, let's see how to do. This could be proved with the help of additive inverse knowledge. As we know, additive inverse of a number is negative of that number. Let's see. We can say additive inverse of x equal to 11 upon 15 is minus x, that is minus 11 upon 15. Yes, we can say additive inverse of x is minus x and 11 upon 15 additive inverse is minus 11 upon 15. Now if we find again additive inverse of minus x, what will happen? It will be minus of minus x is equal to minus of minus 11 upon 15, and we know negative into negative is positive, so answer is 11 upon 15. So by this method we have verified that this thing is correct. Okay. Now question 4, fourth part, we have minus 5 upon 8 into minus 3 upon 7. I have told you when fractions get added or subtracted, In that case, we take LCM of denominators. But in the case of multiplication, we just multiply the numerators and denominators. So what we have is minus 5 into minus 3. And I have told you, when there are two negative signs getting multiplied, they become positive. So we have 5 into 3 upon 8 into 7. Before multiplying them and writing the answer, first check, can we simplify this? You can see we can't simplify this, so we have to multiply as it is. 5 3s are 15, 8 7s are 56. Now, what is multiplicative inverse of 15 upon 56? Very simple. I have told you in that concept only, that a into what is equal to 1? A into 1 upon a. So we just take reciprocal of the given number. So what is reciprocal of 15 upon 56? Simple, 56 upon 15. That is why multiplicative inverse of that is 56 upon 15. If you observe, this is a improper fraction. So you can convert this into proper concept of mixed fractions. 15 3s are 45. So we have 6 minus 5 1 and 1. So how to write in mixed fraction? First we write the denominator, that is 15, then we write the quotient, that is 3, and then we write the remainder, that is 11. So this is the final answer of this question. So second part is minus 13 upon 19. What is its multiplicative inverse? Just its reciprocal, that is minus 19 upon 13. That's it. If you multiply these two numbers, the answer will be plus 1. Okay. Question number 8. Is 8 upon 9 the multiplicative inverse of minus 1 upon 8? So this is a mixed fraction. We have to check whether these two numbers are multiplicative inverse of each other or not. So let's see. So we have to first convert this and multiply them. When you convert this, we all know how it is converted. We have to multiply these two and then add this thing. Before that, let's make it like this. 1 second. We have minus sign, then we have 1 upon 8. I have taken this negative outside. So what will happen? 8 ones are 8 plus remainder, that is 1 upon 8. It come as 9 upon 8. So we have minus 9 upon 8 as the solution of that mixed fraction. And if you check, 8 and 8 will cancel, 9 and 9 will cancel, but this minus is remaining over here. So we will say answer is minus 1. But multiplicative inverse should give answer as plus 1, not minus 1. Therefore, we can say 8 upon 9 is not multiplicative inverse of minus 1 upon 8. If it was minus 8 upon 9, it would have been a correct answer. Okay, but in this case, it is not. Thank you.